Hello guys, this is your favorite Wiggly Willy, and this is Path of Exile, Act 8. We just defeated the spider goddess Arakali, and now we're on our way to San to dispose of deadly Dark Dog. I took care of the labyrinth last time. I got some loot from it. And I got this wand. Now we've got 9,000. DPS. Okay. 8,000. Because it's scaling. So now it's 840. And here it's max. So we're gonna put clarity, the holy flame, and enlighten here. Let's check our current DPS. Woohoo! We've got 12,500 per totem. Multiply that by 3, guys. We're awesome! I think we shouldn't have any problems with getting to Sarn with a cannon like that. Even if they want to bleed us to death, they won't manage. Okay, we've got the passage, aka the orange doors. Woohoo! Ooh. Me like this place, guys. We got both a monolith and a corrupted zone. And I might even open the monolith this time. First things first, the corrupted zone. Elemental equilibrium. That means that they're gonna be more immune to my cold damage. Well, considering that I deal also electric lightning damage. They're gonna be eaten alive. Destroyed. Nope.
I am no beast of burden.
Come on. I know you're gonna squeeze it all in. Take it all. Now we need more room. There was no escape for me. Should our queen and her thaumaturge succeed, there will be no escape for anyone. Well, sucks to be you. We use the stairs. Now we need to head to the city. Ooh, Care Bears? Hello, Sarna. Long time no see. Yeah, like actually in-game, half an hour. Just before going to the labyrinth. Ooh. This place is rotten.
Good to see you're still soldiering on. With all these gods in past horrors wandering around San, I don't assume anyone's alive and kicking these days. Don't do anything I...
Good to see you in San once again. I wish that we could be greeting under fairer skies, yet this city remains clouded in strife. Lunaris, eternal goddess of the moon, and her sister Solaris of the sun have risen to reclaim what was once their own. Siblings equal in strength, mighty twin rivers converging, sweeping all before them. We are cornered animals, awaiting the deluge that will surely drown us. Yet there exists a pair of ancient treasures, the sun orb and the moon orb. They are our hope, our desperation. Talakota.
Clarissa and Tallman? He doesn't look good.
San is changing, and so are we who live here. There, Tolman. Don't you worry. I love you. I'll think of something. Watch yourself.
And no Grigor. Back to Hargen.
How you doing? Quite the pretty pair, aren't they? Yeah, it's pretty bloody disturbing. That girl was once the sweetest lass I could name. Nowadays she's barking as batshite over that living corpse of hers. All it would take is a quick hard bash with a rock, and Tolman would no longer be a problem. Tempting, don't you think? Needing my eclectic expertise again, are we? Solaris and Lunaris got front and centre stage among them folks at the Eternal Empire. Solaris was thought to be the light of leadership, guiding and enlightening each emperor that sat the throne. In practice, most of them emperors turned out to be a bit dim. But then history and theology have never quite seen eye to eye. As for Lunaris, a goddess of the moon and earth, the mother of dreams and inspiration. Doesn't sound like a bad lady until you consider that dreams harbour nightmares and that inspiration is just one notion shy of insanity. Grigor left without a single word to me, rude bugger. But I suspect his poetic soul has been drawn back home to Izmir. A long journey, but a trip worth taking to find solace among one's own people. Of course,
He's an
they'll
Ezomite.
get quite the shock when they see him. Let's hope familial love is as nearsighted as they say. There are the fine tales Grigor will be able to tell them, of course. Come to think of it, now that Dominus has been knocked off his perch, there's nothing to stop the Izmites from learning a thing or two from Grigor's stories. They might even consider invading this jewel and Rayclass's tarnished crown. I certainly hope they have just such an eye for opportunity. A man could make a tidy sum helping said invaders navigate San and its many hazards.
I hope you die.
Stay out of the shadows.
Grigor is the butterfly that has lost its wings to a cruel child, and this place of respite has become a cage for his pain, a breeding ground of bad memory. We spoke, and Grigor shared his resolve with me. He can no longer live with the torment that piety has injected into his heart. Like the warrior poet he is, Grigor has ventured into the unknown to find a cure for his body and mind, or die in the attempt. The dead do not love the living, and the living cannot love the dead. People fear what they do not understand. I understand Clarissa. I am not frightened of her. I am frightened for her. They walked our earth in the times of great strife, cruel and hideous shadows cast against the clay wall of ruined abode. Thaumaturge Malachi grew them out of the vain ambitions of his dark imaginings. Emperor Chittis believed the legionnaires belonged to him, that Gemline men would beat to the drum of his own crystalline heart. But as the silhouette of the Emperor faltered and fell, burned out by the light of true men, some of the Legion remained. The cataclysm turned Legionnaire into monster, another mindless man of undeath. Yet this captain seems to have regained his faculties. Some of his old
Yeah, we don't know him yet.
I worry for the rest
It's a
of the
bit
soldiers,
odd.
how they may grow from mindless killing machines into something far worse.
I'm talking about him behind his back and I don't even know him.
Be well.
That's rude, Maramora. Rude.
Yes? You told me Tolman was gone. You were wrong. I found him. No, Tolman, I never gave up on you.
Yeah.
His soul remains, flickering deep down
You ever
inside.
watched Walking Dead?
Oh, Tolman, I know you're in pain, but it'll be over soon, I promise. My heart aches for Grigor. I know the battle in which he's engaged. It's like my own. A fight to make sense of life in a land that deems life to be worthless. I don't know where he's gone, but I do know he's looking to find himself. His true self. As we all must do in our own time.
Ah,
By all accounts, Tarkus Varuso was a ruthless despot, a man to rival even the likes of Dominus. Yet his heart of stone contained one precious theme, his love for his wife, Kiara. So when the poor young woman died giving birth to Varuso's son, Kaspero, the grieving emperor threw aside his great convictions and placed his last hope in thaumaturgy, in the Ankh of eternity. Perhaps it was shame that drove Tarkus to lock the Ankh away, to steal such hopes from his descendants. It was he who had asked his people to turn their backs on the ancient arts, so what right had he to enjoy that which he forbade?
well,
Life gave him that right.
probably didn't work as he expected.
As I understand it, the Ankh of Eternity was somehow able to return the dead to the full bloom of life. There was nothing necromantic about it. Rather, it was a source of true resurrection.
Magic
How it
here
came to
does
exist,
not
I
work
honestly
like
don't know.
that.
A couple of inscriptions I read treated the Ankh as some sort of gift to Varuso from the Val. But surely the Val were long gone by Varuso's time, weren't they? No matter. Despite the vagaries of the Ankh's origins, Varuso used the Ankh to return his young wife from the deathbed to the wedding bed. The accounts are unanimous on that point. As it was for Varuso's love, so shall it be for mine.
Huh. Okay, we've got only Sin left here.
Dodri Darktongue is the insidious infection that threatens to make septic the great and terrible wound that is San. However, any certainty that I had as to her exact whereabouts has been sundered by the sheer stench of her presence. We shall have to deduce her location from those who know the area best. These locals that cling to San like hungry maggots. If we are to see the dawn of a new era for humankind, the sun must be taught to behave herself. Upon that mighty span between San's left hand and its right, Solaris burns to consume every single moment of existence. Sparing no thought for life and its needs, she would see the world parched barren before she yields to reason. The sun must be allowed to set, so that it may rise again as a blessing, not a curse. We approach the zenith of our divine hunt, upon the bridge that chokes the great wet throat.
He's talking shit as if we were on a trip. On the left, you can see some people. My head hurts.
The empire Lunaris dreams of shall be lit by moon and twinkling stars, and life itself shall wither away in the perpetual night. Self-loving Solaris, all the light in the world, yet blinded by her own pride. Not once did she pause to question the truth of her sister's betrayal. Instead, she gloated over her sister's transgressions, proclaiming herself greater and more honorable than Lunaris could ever be. I suppose one shouldn't be surprised when a sun deity takes the higher ground. One of two sisters who ruled the most populous and powerful of the ancient Asmerian tribes. Solaris was thought to guide the sun across the sky with threads of shimmering gold, whilst Lunaris saw to the wax and wane of moon with a sickle of purest silver. It was a peaceful partnership, until the trickster Tang Mazu happened upon their domain, and turning sister against sister, he saw to the massacre of thousands, whilst concealing the source of their futile feud beyond all reckoning. Feel no pity for the moon. She is a cold and distant fool, far less radiant than she would suppose.
So we've got another great story. Two sisters, two leaders of two tribes.
Remember, humanity needs
They were deceived. They started fighting. They fight until this day. But still, they both achieved divinity. Probably by sacrificing their tribes. Okay. Yeah, this place surely needs curing. So here we don't actually have any particular
Good find.
building up for our villain. She just decided to live in the Sarn sewers. And this place is gonna be
Another.
where she dies. Hopefully for the last time. But it's never that easy. Yeah, and of course I forgot to clear my inventory when I was upstairs. So yay to me. That was disappointing. And that was encouraging. Great place, he probably has a hideout here. I just see all the people waiting in line to live here.
This'll do nicely, Exile.
Deadly cesspool. Wah. Sounds disgusting. Probably is. Huh. So, let's take care of increasing our mana pool. We have still some options here and here, but there's no rush. First, it's smacking time. Oh. So first, transition. Ooh.
I am no beast of burden.
Yeah. It's gonna be a quick one.
Greetings.
Nah.
If Sam wasn't mad enough, now we've got some whip-tongued hag cooking up a stinking curse in the
Now
sewers.
you're talking.
Took it from her mother-in-law at first. But no, based on my meagre historical knowledge, I reckon we have a certain Dodry Dark Tongue to contend with. Where in blazes is she hiding? I've no idea.
I already heard
So,
Ordo's
the only way we're gonna
mother-in-law
catch the switch
jokes
is
in
by
the
getting
Witcher.
our hands and possibly a lot more, well and truly dirty. And by we, I mean you, of course. The sewers are no place for a simple businessman like me. Do us a favour. Head into them sewers and track that old hag down. Get her to reveal herself and put her down. Ha! Better your eyes than mine, eh?
Sleek bastard. Ah, we're good for now. I wonder what is her agenda behind going to Sarn. Of course, she might have been, you know, living here. But of all the places, sewers. Loose? Great. Let's go. Is my battery in my mouse dying? Give me a second, guys. I'm not gonna go into a boss fight with low batteries. Willy ain't gonna make a fool out of himself. Yeah, that's why I prefer wires. Perfect. Ah. Wow, let's go. And we've got some bass music. Ooh, she's got thinner. Woo! Yeah, she knows how to play. Nope. And stay there. Yeah, she lost a bit of her weight. And, well, didn't have time to get entirely back to shape.
Once more into the breach, and once more we returned victorious. Although I have to admit, I did not relish the sensation of imbibing that foul witch's soul. I felt decidedly unclean. Still, our journey nears completion. To the north lies Highgate, and the cessation of our efforts to extract the dark ember from my dearly departed beast. And none too soon. Every hour, Katava's strength grows, and the longer he and the other gods dwell on this land, the less is humanity's chance of survival.
So, we've got 3 pieces of soul. And it should be enough to put life again in the 3 hearts of the beast. Here we have the Fae. And here we have the Grand Promenade. We're gonna have to reach one temple from one side and the other from the other side. You can see the images on the map. Well, we can of course make a circle. That's gonna close the topic of the boss fight quicker, but we'll still need to go for the secondary optional quest, so it doesn't really matter.
These owl eyes of mine have been watching the sun goddess from afar. The sun orb lies within her temple, guarded by her most ardent devotee, an exile who, in his insanity, has taken to calling himself the Dawn. That orb is the seed that must be stolen from this new son of hers and planted at the feet of his ancient mother. I've been keeping a close eye on that exile-turned-sycophant who calls himself the Dusk. Dusk carried the moon orb into the Linares temple and has not returned with it, not as far as I have seen. No doubt he clings to that orb like it's his adopted mother's own nurturing breast. If you were to wean him from the teat and place that orb at the bereft mother's feet, we may yet see the moon itself fall.
So we've got 2 avatars.
Be well.
Exiled, two turned exiles who decided
Suppose
to
someone has crafted a
play
foundry Would have
bigger
kept her
game.
under wraps as soon as she saw you coming. I guess death robs us of many things, including our common sense. In any case, thank you. The sewers can run clear now that there's no fetid witch clogging up the pipes. Yeah.
And the colors are back.
Commemorate your fine cleanup job.
We got a ring. What do we need? If we were to get rid of this ring, it would be fire and lightning. Right?
Tell me something. Any chance you might be willing to join forces and turn a healthy profit with old Argan? You ever heard of the wings of Visteri? Not just another damned artifact. This one was the highest symbol of the office of the Meraketh, held by the Sekhima of Sekhimas. History books will say the wings were last worn by Sekhima Asenath, the Golden Sekhima, the one who went and got herself murdered by Dr. Tatushus. The only problem is that Tatushus himself is up and guarding his pretty things more. Still, if you can recover those wings of Asteri, then I'm confident I can sell them back to the Meraketh for a fair sum. They're a cultural icon.
Remember that
Dripping with sentimental value. What do you say?
Titushus himself was killed by the Meraketh girl we saved. Well, we saved her soul.
As far as to have Malachi replace his joints with virtue gems. Mad bastard. Afterwards, Emperor Chittus charged Tatushus with subduing the Meraketh. A job he took a little too much pleasure in, if you ask me.
Okay. We've got some issues with lightning resistance. I'm not actually sure why. Maybe it's left after I changed my amulet, but still fire and lightning.
Mate.
Fire and lightning. That's crap. That's nice. We've got fire 10. Here is fire 13. Cold 19. We've got 11 and 25 speed. We're more than capable to cover the fire problem. We don't need more gems here. So bang! A little less fire resistance, a bit more cold resistance, and way more speed. And we finally get rid of the boards we got. Hell if I knew when. But it was a long, long time ago. I prefer to go through the left side first. Gotta go fast. The left side, as far as I remember, is more about killing gods and going for the main quest, and the right one is more about helping the NPCs we already know. Not much reading. You probably also feel that the initial parts of the game, namely the first 3, are more packed in lore. We had 3 acts for God knows how long. And now I'm not sure whether they've put Malachi and only then the whole Kitava shit, or was it done at the same time?
Just in time.
But one day, bam, you just had
God.
twice as much
Just in time.
acts without explaining a lot. So people just have to, you know, fill in the pieces of the puzzle themselves.
Just in time.
Nope. What have we here? The bathhouse. We've got a trial here. And the bathhouse leads to 2 locations. Oh, you've got an exclamation mark, so Hector is here. Hector! Ah, where did you go? Quite a big guy, isn't he, huh? A bit slow, especially in the head. I don't even know where he fell. Kinda clumsy.
Just in time.
Nope. High Gardens. High Gardens are a side location. Let's take care of the trial first.
Just in time.
On the night of 1,000 ribbons, our
Yeah.
finest city burned. It burned with fires lit by cruelty and neglect.
Yeah, that's why we have
For giving the title of emperor
Uh,
to a man who did not.
hot tile sets on the floor. Did we turn it? We didn't. Done and done.
Wisdom to be tempered by the flames of the past.
Nothing serious. Same can be told about the reward. Let's leave him. Sorry? Sorry guys, let's leave him our findings. Yeah.
You found them! No easy feat, I bet. How's old Hector these days? Not so good after you cross paths with him, am I right? I'll polish these wings up and get them back to their owners, just as soon as my Mariketh friend can get her folks to pay the ransom. Price, I mean.
I
In
would
the meantime,
kill
take a
him
little
so
something for my storage
gladly. Some bullshit reward.
Well, they're forged from solid gold. I can tell you that much. But I suppose that's not really what you're asking about. The wings are a treasured piece of the Mariketh heritage. Back when the tribes quit their squabbling and joined hands to battle the Eternal Empire, the wings were seen as a symbol of their unity. The Golden Sakhima wore them as she led the whole bloody Mariketh horde against San. She was a single greatest hope for the Mariketh, was that Asenath. Hector Tatutius crushed both their hopes and their precious Sakhima.
Well, at least they should have had the guts to take care of the rest.
In Azaro's grotesque little garden, you'll find an old friend of mine, the yawning maw that is Yugal, but a soft portrait of what that pathetic creature has come to believe about the nature of fear. Those who look upon him see their own fears reflected in his horrifying visage. Vile scholars seem compelled to answer all manner of strange and troubling questions. Yugal was one such scholar. Whilst plumbing the depths of humanity, he came to believe that there was no truer expression of humanity than pure terror. He would induce terror in children and then capture the reactions with an Aldrich mirrors, devices of his own creation that could petrify fear for extended study. Through his gallery of reflective terror, Hugel came to understand human nature so well that he was able to manipulate his way into the vile halls of leadership, and eventually grew so feared and renowned that he ascended into godhood.
Yeah, if you're crazy enough and you have enough support, whether it's due to fear or actual power, well, usually you can become a president or something like that. Here you become a god. Let's make a small detour and teach that petty god what it means to be a nightmare. It's a bit different view on the High Garden. Previously we used it to get to Dominus. Now it's just another location, but with some green assets. Shit. So you can see nothing interesting can be even found concerning this god. He's mentioned only by Sin. We got a side location. Previously known. At least by name, because it doesn't really look anything like the Imperial Gardens we were going through previously. $800, $970. Kill your goal. Nope, this one. Well, even if I'm a bit slow, it doesn't seem to pose any danger. You girl. Oh, this is it. Okay.
In death, the mirrors are thus shattered. Bugle was a cautionary tale. The only way to truly understand fear is to become it.
A reflection of enemy chills and freezes. I prefer the reduction. The quickest way to get back is to actually teleport and use the waypoint. Yeah, this is a very nicer place for a hideout. The Lunaris Concourse. It's basically a redesigned version of the barracks. Lots of stairs and lots of monsters. Woohoo! How was he called? Ah, too slow. Sorry, guys. Yeah, he's even guarding a place almost exact to General Gravitius' station. Now, without piety, it looks way better. Yeah, you can clearly see the moon theme. It's darker, more bluish. Woohoo! Probably some utter crap. We've got a lot of ribbons here. Is the presence of the ribbons even judged? Justified? Sorry. Justified here in any way? The Gemling Queen needed the spoil to control the red ones, or to control them in general. She's dead. Here we've got some remnants. Waypoint. Did we miss anything? No. Yeah, some things never changed, but at least Piety's three-step creations are not here. I need a green one with cast when damage taken and phase walk. so I go faster when they hit me. What's going on here? Nope. Stairs up. That's what we want. Ooh. I thought you're all gone from here. We should be close. Okay. Now it's just a matter of finding the portal. And smacking the life out of that exile. Follow the blue carpet. What have we here? A wand. We don't have any fire damage now. A belt. Fire, cold, and lightning, guys. Dun 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 dun. Jackpot. And the values are also quite something. Ooh, we're stacked. And remember that we don't have anything on our chest. Bodies. Where's that guy? In the middle? Really? A bow? You're like from the medieval? Dusk, Harbinger of Lunaris. Pathetic. Moon Orb. Moonlight is a wise mother. The moon which bathes us in soft cooling light does so with the intent of illuminating our paths. Moonlight is wisdom. Moonlight is life. Bullshit! Ah, right, we also have this one. Growing Agony. A very nice threshold jewel. For Viper Strike. Well, that's like half of the content
So it
in
was that
this
bloody
act.
scholar after all, was it? Sick bastard. Well, he's gone now, and I hope you made sure he suffered like those poor kiddies he tormented. I'd have toasted him nice and slow like a spitted pig. See how he'd like them apples stuffed in his mouth.
Yeah, you would. You
Have something for
certainly
keeping us
would.
safe from the divine undesirables of this world.
That's what I like. Okay, first, let's get rid of this. And these. And the belt. Hurrah. And the ring. Done. Now the reward. Done.
Do anything I would.
Now the stash. The card and the essences. Now it's time for the sun orb. I wanna leave the boss fight for the end of the act. So I'm gonna go through the quarry. Action in the city. That's what I will call it. What have we here? Sealed casket. What's in the box? The Ank of Eternity. Just like that. And now, without even consulting Clarissa, we know that we need to go somewhere here in the quarry. if you play the game a bit longer, then you get the feeling of which direction is for the secondary quests and which is for the main one. Hello, Clarissa.
Give it to me quickly. Finally, Tolman. We can be together as before. Alright, let's begin. Suffering will besiege us, and yet love will prevail. Pain will imprison us, and yet love will prevail. Grief will engulf us, and yet love will prevail. Death will surely take us, and love will... No. This isn't right. This is... Oh, Tolman, please.
Ah,
Exile, look out!
I told you so. Stop whining, girl. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the... Dun, dun, dun. Oh, Tolman is awake. Come on, Tolman, go to sleep. Don't make a fool of yourself. Yeah.
How could I have been so stupid? Russo didn't hide the Yunk out of shame. He hid it out of fear. Out of... Oh my. What did the Yunk really do to his wife? Everything I saw that I read. Lies to cover the truth of what Kiara had really become. Alright. I'll destroy the Yunk. We've come a long way since Russo's day, so I'm thinking I can manage where he so sorely failed. At least that's something I know I can do right. I'll meet you back at the encampment soon. For now, I need to... Look, I'll just see you there. I promise.
Well. We took care of the mana problem by spending those 4 points and leveling up a couple of times. We increased our mana pool by almost 300. Almost even 400, sorry. Now we have to get ready for the next labyrinth. We're gonna be going for Conviction of Power. And that requires us to pick some power charges. So we're gonna pick Overcharge here and we're gonna pick Instability here. We're at the entrance to the grain gate. And some douche wanted to sucker punch us with a ballista. We have a waypoint, so let's use it. First, Clarissa.
Poor Tolman. He was never really with me, was he? Just the shell of a man I loved. Wherever he is now, I hope he is at peace and that he can forgive me for not being able to let go. Here, take something, for at least helping me. And thank you for everything. Bye.
I was out hunting food for our encampment. Like a prowling cat I was, but what I saw, marching across the ruins, made me feel like a little mouse. Gem-studded warriors pounding the earth, led by their strongest, a captain. I've known of these Gemling legionnaires, how they were once the personal swords of Emperor Chittis, but now they rise again, with this captain at their fore. Swallowing my fear, I followed the captain and found a force being gathered within the grain gate. Exile, I know it's not fair for me to ask. You have done so many things for us. But if you were to find the captain and slay him and his men, I would honor you greatly. Our little town would not survive an onslaught such as the captain is likely to enact upon us. If I am a watchful owl, then you are the courageous hawk, swooping with sharpened talons to wrench the serpent from the child's neck. Clarissa will bear that wound for the rest of her life, but I'm glad you were there to save her from following poor Tolman into the dirt. Perhaps now that Clarissa has lost her love of death, she will finally be able to embrace life. Talakota, go with courage.
Talamoana, warrior. Now, here we're gonna have to circle a bit. A lot of confined spaces. It would be way easier if we were using a different spell totem build. Because the best way to clear corridors like this is by using arc. Woohoo! Trying to curse me? You're barking at the wrong tree. Okay, we've got a piece of lore. So probably the enemy is here. Yep. Gemlin Legionnaire.
Captain Osiris.
Ah, Malachi.
Remain in the warehouse until I personally send for you. In the unlikely event that Chitus should fall, you and your fellow legionnaires will be safely beyond the perimeter of his heart gem's influence. You men and women are my finest work yet. I would not lose you to some aberration of chance. Malachi, Thaumaturge Laureate.
Yeah. They're really into steampunk, I see. Oh, fat rats. Fat rats and chickens from Dareso's dream. Well, we have a fork, but there's only one way. Still, let's get our reward first.
My courageous hawk removes yet another snake from the long grass. I offer you a reward, but my mind remains unsettled. The captain lies rotting in the ground, buzzing with flies. But if Gemlin Legionnaires can regain their sentience, then can all the monstrosities of the Undying do the same? My thoughts turn to the burrows and chambers beneath the earth of San. Could there be some new, undead civilization growing and preparing itself underground at this very moment?
Maybe you want me to visit some
Thoughts do not
crypts?
make for easy sleeping.
Well,
Goodbye.
not this time, it seems.
You getting by?
Don't do anything I would.
Purity will prevail.
I'm on the road again now. Ooh. Ah, effigy of fear. We've got the Scarecrow from League of Legends here, guys. Solaris Temple level 1. As you can see, even if we are in the temple of Lunaris and while we were... Sorry, Solaris, and when we were in the temple of Lunaris, no writings concerning their reappearance can be found. Of course, there are only monsters here. Still, well... a nice touch here and there. I wouldn't mind it. Isn't this the other side? Yeah, I think we missed a spot. This is where we're gonna go. After smacking the down guy. Dusk and Dawn. How original. Not. Well, at least it's good that going through Solaris Temple level 2 is quicker than Lunaris, and we've got already Lunaris behind us.
Just in time.
Nope. Nope. Ah, the old ribbons and the old waypoint. Portal. Shit. Woo. I just clicked it again. Oh, shit in my pants. Hello, little guy. How are you? Cold? Down, Harbinger of Solaris. Ah. Nope. The sun is a devoted mother. She casts her golden blessings on the crops of the pious and makes barren the fields of heresy. Sunlight is belief, sunlight is life.
I'm no beast of burden.
Now, let's move out.
Just in time.
Get alive, girl. Solaris Concourse. So you've got a Lunaris Concourse, a Solaris Concourse. And what's actually going on here? Well, the clattering is because the sisters are still in their eternal fighting mode. So I don't really know what's the reason behind their spawning in the first place. Because I assume that, well, even if there's a certain amount of fighters available, well, at one point, they, you know, have to meet, and they fight. When they fight, then die. So, where do they get the new boys from, huh? This Solaris Concourse, it's basically a changed version of the battlegrounds, like with the entrance to the docks here, a waypoint here. Here we had the spool for the ribbons, here we had the barrier. Yeah. Ah, lazy bastards. Now we've got Solaris armies on one side, Lunaris armies on the other. And I'm stuck in the middle with them. Yeah, red ones, blue ones. They're not really into fighting. They're like, oh, okay, we're gonna fight, but not really. Ooh, this looks serious. Statue of the sisters. Got two sisters fighting. You know, usual boring stuff. Yeah. So their avatars were, you know, fighting. They woke up the ribbons somehow. And they were stuck in the statues. Sounds like bullshit. Woohoo! Fire!
Solaris, Lunaris. Eclipse cold pride, flaming rage, and pass beyond this human age. Sun and moon return to their rightful places, leaving our path now clear. Highgate lies ahead, Beastslayer, and a debt that is long overdue. On this road there are the goddesses of Marraketh to be reckoned with, and they will not take kindly to our endeavor. Regardless, I must enter the corpse of my beloved beast, and wrest our sliver of hope from the life you so blindly took. There is no prophecy nor portent, no epic nor allegory, that can promise your survival in this great journey of ours. For despite your trappings, you remain most certainly, irrevocably, mortal.
And that's what makes this party interesting. Okay, so we've got the two sisters fighting here. Solaris and Lunaris. I'm gonna get rid of the scan. Black and use Solaris. Well, 20% to have AoE halved is great. And we don't usually want a lot of enemies around us. So that's cool with us. Yeah. And well, check the time. Compare it with the previous acts. Do you see what's happening? They're speeding up a bit. If I was, you know, going through all of the acts like that, well, I'll put it differently. My rate of progression is steady. It's just that I have less and less reading to do. Give me a waypoint so I can do the talky talk. And for now, let's get back to the Sarn encampment. Let's boast a bit with our accomplishment.
Taking them out at an alarming rate. Not that I'm complaining. In my experience, theocracy's never been great for entrepreneurs like me. Unless you're in the Holy Relics business. That's too single-minded, too orderly. Give me chaos any old day. for it is in chaos that opportunity is bred. Sun can get back to his usual state of mayhem, and I can get back down to business. Everyone's a winner. Bring me back something.
You have offered us the greatest of gifts, freedom. With these divine tyrants gone, we are free to live our lives as we wish, not as is ordained. In time, all of San will thank you. For now, let it simply be me.
Aww.
Talakota.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Stay out of the shadows.
Well, guys. Another act bites the dust. What has future in store for us? I'll tell you what it is. We've got already one trial completed here. Two more are waiting. As you can see, it's gonna happen before we reach our devoured opponent. So stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, be sure to leave them, and be sure to subscribe if you already haven't. Thanks for watching, and see you later, alligators. Bye, 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 bye.